Alright guys, it is the off season. I'm going to go ahead and usher it in with the first video in what should be an ongoing series about the state of the 2019 Seattle Seahawks. As you can see, I have upgraded my equipment a little bit, and we're going to be making some videos with the big whiteboard for a while here because we got a lot to talk about. So apologies for the glare over here. I know you can see the lamp. I'm trying to figure out the best way to maybe get rid of that, but for now, this is the best I can do. So what I'm going to do is run down the roster position by position and basically try to figure out where we stand at each spot on our roster. And we're going to start with the offense. So speaking about the team generally, the 2018 Seattle Seahawks offense was effective. It wasn't exactly the kind of offense that I want us to have, but we did do pretty good given, how many points we scored and how we were able to produce from game to game. There were a couple of duds, especially early in the season, but the offense was not that bad. But that was the 2018 Seahawks offense. What does the 2019 Seahawks offense look like as of right now? So what I'm going to do, we're going to go position by position, and I don't know if you guys can make out the colors that well. I'm still working on the best delivery format for this, but I have each position drawn in one of four different colors that marks how I feel about that position going into 2019. Green is great, blue is good, orange is okay, and black is problem, meaning that we need to address it. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be making individual videos about all of our positions that I view as either a problem or just okay. And we're going to try to figure out how we can get better there, because okay is not good enough if we want to have a great offense, and we can't have problems on our offense if we want to be great either. Maybe we were really good last year, but I think we can be great, and that starts with improving the roster. So let's just go ahead here. Quarterback, that's the first one I wrote down here, as you can see, or maybe you can't really tell the colors because some of these colors look the same or similar, but quarterback is green. I'm happy with our quarterback situation right now as a whole. Wilson has one more year left on his contract. He might be getting an extension this offseason. He's coming off a career year. I don't think he was as good as the numbers say he was. I really don't. I think that he was a very good quarterback, but the numbers would have you believe that he should have been an MVP candidate. I really don't think he was. I think that his touchdown to interception ratio is commendable, but I think he was carried by the running game a lot, and we had maybe the best running game in all of football. But we have a quarterback in the prime of his career. He's got another year left on his contract, so we can just have him play that out if we want to. So we also have a backup quarterback who we recently traded for and seem to like a little bit. So I'm not thinking about addressing the quarterback position at all going into the offseason. Then we have running back, also green. Chris Carson still has years left on his rookie deal, at least one, I think 2 years, and we know how good he can be. And he's cheap right now, so that's all great. Rashad Penny, you can question the pick if you want to, and I certainly have, but he has talent. He has shown it. He has done some good things for us in his first year as a Seahawk, and I expect better things from him next year, and obviously he's on that rookie deal for a few more years, so we got nothing to worry about there. Mike Davis is a free agent. We can bring him back if we want to. We can not bring him back if we don't want to. I don't really care. He did a pretty good job, but it seems like in this system a lot of running backs could do a pretty good job. So Mike Davis here, Mike Davis not here, me no care. But yeah, running back is green. We do not need to address that in this offseason. Fullback, that's blue. I mean, it's not like we're going to draft a fullback in all likelihood anyway. Trey Madden is fine. I don't have a ton to say about him. He's not doing anything out there that's noticeably bad. He catches a few passes. He seems like he's doing his job in this offense. So Trey Madden, I'm fine with the dude. So yeah, that's a blue, because he's certainly not one of the best fullbacks in the league, but he's fine, and I don't feel we need to address him. Okay, let's move up to this offensive line right here. Left tackle, this is a green. I don't know if you can make out the color or not, but I have marked left tackle as green. We have 3 more years of Dwayne Brown, and he was legitimately really good last year. He gets overlooked a little bit in terms of the best offensive lineman in football, but he played at a borderline Pro Bowl level last year, I think. And to me, he's our best offensive lineman. And to me, he's the one guy that I'm not worried about going into 2019 and probably 2020 as well. He is getting older, but we do have a couple of pieces of potential waiting in the wings who can fill in at left tackle. The guy I like is Jamarco Jones. Jamarco Jones was a good college player. Unfortunately, he had a season-ending injury in the preseason, so we'll see where he is come the next preseason. But I like Jamarco Jones, and I think that between having the really good veteran player in Dwayne Brown and the young buck with potential in Jamarco Jones, left tackle is not a concern. So, moving along, left guard, black. I liked what Sweezy did last year, but realistically, he was pretty average. He did his job, and his contract is up now, so he's a free agent. Who knows if we get him back? I suspect we will, but there's no guarantees. Ethan Posick, not showing me much. I've liked him in the past. I've said positive things about his potential. We're just not seeing it right now. And what I've seen from him so far in his Seahawks career is not good. And I think he's in the last or second to last year of his deal, so he could be, in a situation where if he doesn't show something this season, he'll be gone. And when you're talking about a situation where the best you've got is average, and you don't even know if you have average, and you don't trust the guy who's behind him, I mean, there's nothing else you can say. This is a problem. Left tackle, I will be making a video specifically for the left tackle spot come in a couple weeks, I think. Center is blue. That's good. Britt has 2 years left on his contract. I think he's going to get cut after 2019 because in the last year of his contract, he makes way too much money, like $11 million. And he's good, but I think maybe we overrated him a little bit when he had that contract year before we gave him the extension. He hasn't been quite as good, I don't think, since he got the extension. But he's still been good. He's still a pretty good center. He has helped me really not miss Max Unger that much. But he's just a good center. And I don't think he's going to be with this team in 2020. Good news is Joey Hunt has played okay when Britt has missed games to injury. I don't have a problem with the way Joey Hunt has played football. So maybe he's the center of the future. If not, I think we're okay for 2019. It's not like Britt is super old or anything. So that's a blue. Right guard over here, that is orange. It's okay. I like DJ Fluker a lot, but he got hurt like 3 different times last year. It seems like he's injury prone. So he's a free agent as well. We have to make a decision there. Do we want to bring him back or not? When he plays, he's really good, but he doesn't play as much as we want him to. I don't know. And then you have Jordan Simmons, who I believe his contract expires this offseason as well. Should be able to retain him, and he played good when he was out there. He's a great run blocker. Every time Jordan Simmons had to play reps for us, our run game was as good as it gets, pretty much. We had Jordan Simmons out there when we ran for almost 300 yards in Los Angeles. So hopefully we can retain him, but either way, there are still questions about this right guard spot, so it's an orange. I will have to address that in a future video. Then we have right tackle. I decided to mark that one as a black because, I mean, I had some nice things to say about Germain Ifedi this last season, but he's certainly not great. He's not even really good. Occasionally he's average, and occasionally he's good enough. It seems like Solari did do some good work on him to make him a reasonable, salvageable right tackle in this league, but if we're going to be straight honest, we can do a lot better, and we're not getting that first round pick um, investment returned on him. He's okay at best, and he's fully capable of being bad, and he does do a lot of bad things throughout the course of an NFL season. Even under Solari, we have seen this close up and personal. And behind him, and by the way, a fatty contract year, so maybe he'll play his best football, but I'm afraid his best football might just be, above average to average. And behind him, we have George Fant, who I kind of like him, but I'm not really excited to have him start at tackle. So I think right tackle is the other big problem we have on this offensive line. That left guard, right tackle. I don't know if we have the people on this team that are going to be able to take it to the next level at those positions. I don't know if they're here, so that's something we need to address. All right, moving on real quick. It gets a little brighter when you move to the outsides. Tight end, blue. For how much we pass the ball, which is unfortunately not much. I wish we passed the ball more, but we don't. So as far as our offense goes, our tight ends are fine. Ed Dixon, he knows how to he can play. He's not a Pro Bowler. He didn't make as big an impact as I hoped when he got back from injury last year, but he did have a couple good games. He made some good plays. He's clearly a threat in our offense to make a couple plays a game, even if we don't throw him the ball 10 times a game. And he's under contract for a couple more years, so that's solid. Will Dissly, we'll see what we have with him when he comes back from injury, but obviously when he was healthy, it was great. He was doing great things for the Seahawks when he was healthy, so there's optimism there. And Nick Vanette's okay. I don't have a problem with Nick Vanette. He's in the last year of his contract as well, probably a contract year push from him, trying to get some sort of long-term security from probably another team, but maybe we'll see something good from him. But I'm happy with our tight end spot. I don't think we need to address it. If we got a big-time tight end in this offense right now, he'd be wasted because we run the ball so much. Wrapping it up, wide receivers. Wide receiver 1 over here is a blue. We love Doug Baldwin, but I'm a little concerned about his knee. I'm concerned about his long-term health. I'm worried that he's not going to ever be 100% again. And quite frankly, he's got 2 years left on his contract, which is a very fair and reasonable contract. Wouldn't shock me if this next year was the last year he played as a Seahawk, because I don't really see the point in cutting him this year because there would be like $6.5 million in dead money. But in 2020, if Baldwin does not come back to 100% or 95%, I'm not really going to be shocked if we cut him and pick up the big cap savings, and I won't be shocked if he doesn't get back to 100% because he clearly was not last year. And obviously, I will happily revert that to a green if he comes out and he's clearly, back to his normal self in 2019. But as of right now, he's a blue. I'm good, but I can't say it's great until I see him playing like he played a few years ago. Wide receiver 2, Tyler Lockett. Green. He's young. He's under contract for a couple more years. He had an amazing season last year. I mean, my God. The only reason why he's not a Pro Bowler is we don't throw the ball enough to him. He's under a reasonable, fair contract. There's nothing to not like about the situation we have at our wide receiver 2 spot. He's probably going to be the wide receiver 1, but sooner rather than later. It's at this point you could easily argue that Lockett is the number 1 and Baldwin's the number 2. It really depends on what Baldwin we get next year. But however you want to slice it, Lockett, that second wide receiver spot is green, and then wide receiver 3 right here, this is blue, because Jerron Brown is a veteran who we can kind of sort of depend on to be all right. He does his job. He's okay. He's not really anything special, but we can trust him to be decent. David Moore has potential, but he's raw. We need to see him develop next year. We need to see him become somebody who can be a full-time player out of the slot. We need to see him become somebody who we can play in a playoff game. We basically didn't play him in the playoff game because for all of his talent, he is raw. But we also have guys like Keenan Reynolds, who people are high on, Malik Turner, who's okay. Um, there, there are a couple guys who have some potential, and if none of them pan out, we do have a reliable veteran in Javon Brown who did make some plays for us last year, and I have no problem if he's the guy going forward. But that's basically your 2019 Seahawks offense. Most of it is good or great, but I think I've identified a couple of weak spots on the offensive line that need to be addressed in the offseason. After really stepping back and looking at it, I feel like everything else on this offense, as is fine. We don't need more receivers or tight ends or running backs. It's solid. We just need to still work on that offensive line. I know we made steps in 2018, but we need to make more steps because, like I said in previous videos, I think we as Seahawks fans got a little too excited about how good our offensive line was last year. And what I saw in that Cowboys playoff game gave me a little bit of a wake-up call, like, well, we are not there yet. But more specific videos about the left guard, right guard, and right tackle position will be coming up. Later today, I'm going to be streaming on Twitch. You can come check me out if you want to. I'm going to be streaming Zodiac Age more, and maybe I'll see you there. And see you guys later.